Today I'm going to tell you about animation. Animation is a method in which pictures are manipulated to appear as moving images. In traditional animation, images are drawn or painted by hand on transparent celluloid sheets to be photographed and exhibited on film. Today, most animation are made with computer-generated imagery, the CGI. Computer animation can be very detailed 3D animation, while 2D computer animation can be used by stylistic reasons, low bandwidth, or faster real-time renderings. Other common animation methods apply a stop-motion technique to 2- and 3-dimensional objects like paper cutouts, puppets, or clay figures. The word animation stems from Latin animationem, nominative animatio, noun of action from past participle stem or of anaware, meaning the action of imparting life. The primary meaning of the English word is liveliness, and has been in use much longer than the meaning of moving image medium. The history of animation started long before the development of cinematography. Humans have probably attempted to depict motion as far back as Paleolithic period. Shadow play and the magic lantern offered popular shows with moving images as a result of manipulation by hand and or some minor mechanics. A 5,200-year-old pottery bowl discovered in Shar-e-Sukhetep in Iran has 5 sequential images painted around it that seem to show phases of a goat leaping up to nip at a tree. In 1833, the phenakistoscope introduced the stroboscopic principle of modern animation, which also provide the basis for the zoetrope in 1866, the flipbook 1868, the praxonoscope 1877, and cinematography. In 1919, the silent animated short Feline Follies marked the debut of Felix the Cat, becoming the first animated character in the silent film era to gain significant popularity. The earliest extant feature-length animated film is The Adventure of Prince Ahmed, 1926, made by director Lotte Renger and her collaborators Carl Koch and Berthold Bartosch. The first animation with full sound synchronization, both music and dialogue, was a short by Walt Disney's animation studio called Steamboat Willie, featuring Mickey Mouse in 1928. Computer animation has become popular since Toy Story, which was released on Wednesday, November 22nd, 1995, the first feature-length animated film completely made using this technique. In 2008, the animation market was worth US dollars $68.4 billion. Animation as an art and industry continues to thrive as one of the mid-2010s because well-made animated projects can find audiences across borders and in all 4 quadrants. Animated feature-length films return to the highest gross margins, around 52% of all film genres in 2004 through 2013. Because it is expensive to make, most animation comes from professional companies. However, independent animators have existed since the 1950s in America, with many of those people entering the professional industry. In Europe, the independent movement has existed since the 1910s, with animators like pre-revolutionary Russia's Ladislas Starevich and Germany's Lotte Reiniger. On the internet, many people use a computer program called Adobe Flash to create animations. Flash uses a combination of drawing and computer graphics to make animations. Many animations on the internet are made in Flash. Most animators on the internet do not work for professional companies. On television, limited animation is used a lot. It is used by popular companies such as UPA and Hanna-Barbera Productions. Simple limited movement makes the images easier to draw, which allows quicker and cheaper production of animation. An animator is an artist who creates a visual sequence or audiovisual, if added sound, of multiple sequential images that generate the illusion of movement. That is an animation. Animations are currently in many areas of technology and video, such as cinema, television, video games, or the internet. Generally, these works require the collaboration of several animators. The methods to create these images depend on the animator and style that one wants to achieve, with images generated by computer manually. Animators can be divided into animators of characters, artists who are specialized in the movement, dialogue, and acting of the characters, and animators of special effects, for example, vehicles, machinery, or natural phenomena such as water, snow, and rain. There are different types of animation, such as traditional animation, also called cell animation or hand-drawn animation, was the process used for most animated films of the 20th century. The individual frames of a traditionally animated film are photographs of drawings, first drawn on paper. To create the illusion of movement, each drawing differs slightly from the one before it. The animator's drawings are traced or photocopied onto transparent acetate sheets called cells, which are filled in with paints and assigned colors or tones on the side opposite the line drawings. The completed character cells are photographed one by one against a painted background by a rostrum camera on a motion picture film. The traditional cell animation process became obsolete by the beginning of the 21st century. Today, animators' drawings and the backgrounds are either scanned into or drawn directly into a computer system. Full animation refers to the process of producing high-quality, traditionally animated films that regularly use detailed drawings and plausible movement, having a smooth animation. Fully animated films can be made in a variety of styles, from more realistically animated works like those produced by the Walt Disney Studio, such as The Little Mermaid 1989 film, Beauty and the Beast 1991 film, Aladdin 1992 film, The Lion King 1994 film, to the more cartoon styles of the Warner Brothers Animation Studio. Many of the Disney animated features are examples of full animation, such as the non-Disney works. The Secret of NIMH, 1982, The Iron Giant, 1999, and Nocturna from Spain in 2007. Fully animated films are animated at 24 frames per second, with a combination of animation on ones and twos, meaning that drawings can be held for 1 frame out of 24 or 2 frames out of 24. Stop motion animation is used to describe animation created by physically manipulating real-world objects and photographing them 1 frame at a time to create the illusion of movement. There are many different types of stop motion animation, usually named after the medium used to create the animation. Computer software is widely available to create this type of animation. Traditional stop motion animation is usually less expensive but more time consuming to produce that current computer animation. Computer animation encompasses a variety of techniques, the unifying factor being that animation is created digitally on a computer. 2D animation techniques tend to focus on image manipulation, while 3D techniques usually build virtual worlds in which characters and objects move and interact. 3D animation can create images that seem real to the viewer. 3D animation is digitally modeled and manipulated by an animator. The animator usually starts by creating a 3D polygon mesh to manipulate. A mesh typically includes many vertices that are connected by edges and faces, which give the visual appearance of form to a 3D object or 3D environment. Sometimes the mesh is given an internal digital skeletal structure called an armature that can be used to control the mesh by weighing the vertices. This process is called rigging and can be used in conjunction with keyframes to create movement. Other techniques can be applied: mathematical functions such as gravity, particle simulations, simulated fur or hair, and effects, fire and water simulations. Computer-generated imagery, CGI, is the application of computer graphics to test or create or contribute to images in art, printed media, video games, films, television programs, shorts, commercials, videos, and simulators. The visual scenes may be dynamic or static and may be two-dimensional, 2D, though the term CGI is most commonly used to refer to 3D computer graphics used for creating scenes or special effects in films and television. Additionally, the use of 2D CGI is often mistakenly referred to as traditional animation, most often in the case when dedicated animated software such as Adobe Flash or Toon Boom is not used, or the CGI is hand-drawn using a tablet and mouse. The term CGI animation refers to dynamic CGI rendered as a movie. These are the highest grossing animated films as of August 8th, 2019. Number 1, Frozen. 2, Incredibles number 2. 3, The Lion King 2019 film. 4, Minions. 5, Toy Story 3. Thank you for watching this Adventurous Kids episode.